What's up guys, NCG here, bringing to you my first video on the channel, and I'm going to be bringing to you one of my favourite decks and my current IRL competitive deck that I'm playing at the moment and constantly updating, and that is DDD. Now this is an archetype that I said is one of my favourites. I've been playing it since the first support and been loving it since its first debut in the anime, and I'm always constantly updating this deck, trying to add in new tweaks, new techs and new ways of playing it, finding new combos, creating new combos, everything. So expect a lot of this deck, well not too much, but do expect many updates with huge to the deck for the channel to bring to you guys. So with all that said and done, I'm going to be doing this on the Dev Pro, and I'm going to start off. So starting off with the monsters, we have 3 Ragnaroks, 2 Thomas, 1 Armageddon, 3 Swirl Slimes, 2 Necro Slimes, 3 Lamias, 3 Kepler, and I play a small Kaiju engine of 2 Raidens and 1 Gamma Seal. So the reason I've gone for this ratio is the Ragnarok is quite standard with all DD decks. You got to play 3. He's your combo maker. He's even more important now with Master Rule 4 because we want to abuse both of its summoning abilities. Next I play 2 Thomas because I don't want to clog too much with it, but it's also really important because it does get you into your big plays, gets more bodies onto the board, more names for your link plays, and just overall does your rank 8s as well. And also deck fins, and you can even put it in the scale to replenish some of your lost pendulums that go to the extra deck. I do like my own personal tech of 1 Doom King Armageddon. It's just another 8 to summon off Thomas, so we don't have to go for the Ragnaroks because Thomas does negate the effects of them once we summon. But also at times it has been very useful as just being a big 3k beat stick that has to be targeted to be popped, and can be quite tricky for your opponent to get over with. 3 Swirl Slime is standard. The 2 Necro Slimes though, I do kind of like juggle between the ratios with this guy. I've even dropped them down to 1 at one point, but 2 is just a nice ratio because you don't want to clog too much with it. Most of your fusions are going to be summoning off Swirl Slime, and Necro Slime is just kind of like that card you want to get into the graveyard to extend your plays, but you don't always need. So I've gone for the 2, and the 2's been doing very well for me, but he is one that I can say juggle around with, play test with all the ratios that you want to go for, and see what fits you the most. 3 Lamia standard is your best tuner of the deck. The only one that I would probably recommend is Ghost, because Ghost can get into some different synchros, kind of like your whitest Armageddon, who is good, but it's completely up to you. But Lamia you've got to play at 3. And Kepler, you've got to play him at 3, such as all your contracts. And he's also the 10 scale for you if you have to do that pendulum summon. And as I said, I like the Kaiju engine because I kind of built this deck to go second and not need so much resources to do a lot of its plays. But going second is the kind of build I wanted to go for because I think it's the best to play DDs at the moment until we get things like Crystal and Needle Fiber, and even then it's completely up to you. So I've gone for this tiny little small ratio because I don't want to clog with it too much. Raiden is the dark because I wanted to go more with for your Law of Darkness and my Transmodify, which I will get to when I get to it. And Gamma Seal is just the one that's the weakest. For your spells and your 2 traps, we have the 3 gates and the 1 swamp. These are your spell contracts you have to play. 3 Law of Darkness, 2 Desires, 1 Monster Reborn because it's finally off. 3 Transmodify, 1 Upstart Goblin, 1 141, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Regeki, 1 Kaiju Slumber, and for your 2 traps, 1 Warning and 1 Witch. These are just simple traps I just like to play in this deck. If I'm going to go for any traps, these are the 2 I pick first, and then I go from then on. 3 gates, it's your searcher, it's such as every DD in your deck, and Swamp King is kind of like your backup Swirl and Necro when you need it. The 3 Law of Darkness, everything other than Gamma Seal is dark in this deck, so 3 Law of Darkness is a must, though you can drop it to 2 if you need to fit something else in, which I've done before, and it is still very good. 2 Desires, because you just need that +1. You play 3 of everything that is important. You rarely get a bad banish. I've only had a bad banish once. As of late, but you got to play Desires. So if you don't want to play Desires, you can play Trading. Trading is a nice little swap if Desires is still not to your comfort. because you do play the Gamma Seal and the 6 level 8, so you play 7 targets for the trade-in. You could even swap around the Kaiju engine if you so wish. Sorry guys. Reborn is off the ban list. It's a really nice combo extender. You can get your extra decks back. The free transmodify though, this is a tech that I put back in the deck and it's been doing extremely nicely. It's just a one card combo piece that, you know, it's very hard to your opponent to stop. You can fusion for the D-Arc, get your Ragnarok and get the D-Arc back. That's one play you can do. You can also go with D-Arc, go into Thomas of the transmodify. Thomas can pop a scale, summon another 8, go for a rank 8 play. Transmodify is just a really nice card. You can even transmodify your Raiden into a DD and if you need to, and go for a play there. So transmodify has been really nice tech for me as of late, and it's something I don't see myself taking out in the foreseeable future until something really big starts happening with the deck. Upstart, because a 39 card deck is really good. 1-for-1 gets you into your Kepler, and on some very rare occasions into a Necro Slime. It has actually happened before where I've transmodified the Necro Slime into a Swell Slime to then link summon, and using that, and I've got both my slimes in the graveyard to continue with my play, so that's another thing for transmodify. Foolish Barrier to dump your slimes, your Lamia, anything that you need. Regeki's is going second deck, board wipe, and the Kaiju Slumber for the Kaiju engine. Just a point of note, you may think that this ratio is a bit weird. You may think Slumber might be dead at times. Slumber is really dead because we do have Kali Yuga in the deck. In Kali Yuga you can just set Slumber, pop it with Kali Yuga, and on your next turn you can rotate out Kaiju to get rid of a problematic boy, which I've done before and it's really good. Your extra deck is a 15 card extra deck, as it has to be. So I go for 1 Beowulf, 1 D-Arc, and 2 Genghis. Those are my only fusions I play. As you can see down here, I am sometimes thinking of putting back in Caesar Ragnarok. I did in the first tech of this build. I did have Caesar Ragnarok in here, just because again going second, Caesar Ragnarok is really good going second, outs 2 monsters. But I had to take it out to put in something else. So, but these 4 is just really good. They just go into your plays. Just help you get into everything. For your synchros, I play 5 Scarlight, Omega, Siegfried, Alexander, and Meteor Burst Dragon. Scarlight, I took out Crystal Wing because Crystal Wing just takes too many resources nowadays to go into. It's easily outed. This isn't the old pre-Master War 4. This isn't pre-Master War 4 anymore, guys. Unfortunate. So I really wanted this deck to go second, and Scarlight is just one of your best going second cards. It's just so generic, so easy to bring out, can literally win you games and get you back into the game. But if you want to put Crystal Wing back in here, go for it, guys. Crystal Wing is still really good. It is a really good monster if you can get it at the right time. Threat negation is just really strong, but that's what my side deck board is for. I'll be siding in things like a Fett Vader nowadays and that kind of thing, just to get all that effect negation out the way. But again, so I've gone for Scarlight, and Scarlight has been doing very well for me. But it's really up to you. It's a very toolboxy extra deck, and it just literally is to your playstyle. Omega is really good in Master War 4. Helps get one of those cards out of your opponent's hands so they can start. So they'll have less cards in your hand to disrupt you with, and less cards to have on the next turn. Omega's just really good. Gets out of the extra monster zone, goes back into the main zone. Also starts replenishing your lost cards from the graveyard if he does get sent there. Siegfried, you gotta play Siegfried. It's just spell and trap negation is just really good. Gus King Alexander, you really going into him, but I have to have him in the extra deck. It's just something I feel comfortable having him in there, and he can combo and extend your plays, being the revival. Meteor Burst Dragon, you gotta play him, guys. I'm serious. You gotta play him. You gotta play Meteor Burst. It helps you with your plays with the Ragnarok, getting both the effects off. Meteor Burst is just so good. It's also part of your 3 card combo to go into any of your extra deck, any of your 4 card links, which I'll explain at the very end. Kali Yuga for my Xyz, I have 3. I have Kali Yuga, Titanic Galaxy, and Coach King Giant Trainer. Kali Yuga is just, you know, when you're in a tight spot, you make Kali Yuga, wipe the board, go for the big game. Hope Harbinger is one of your safe best rank 8s and one of your most ones you're going into the most. And Coach King Giant Trainer is a tech that I've discovered, and it's something that I've been playing recently, and I really do enjoy it. Getting the plus 3 draws after you go into your play, so you make Coach King, you draw, you use the effect, draw 3. It's really good first turn going, and from then on, if you draw is right, you can go into like a link and maybe write 1 or 2 extra things underneath, which I've done before, and Coach King just helps you get into those cards. For your links, I play actually 3 links. I play the 1 Skullbeat, the 1 Bomber Dragon, and the 1 Deco Talker. Deco Talker is just, you know, generic link 3, though I have actually been thinking of swapping this out for the latest Master King Archfiend, just because he only takes 2 and he only takes 2 fiends. He's still a 2k beat stick, but it's just a really quick link that you can go into. So I'm going to be testing around with that, seeing which goes better, but at the moment it's Decode. Bomber Dragon, again, as I keep saying, going second deck build, and Bomber Dragon is just so good going second. You can easily get him out with the 3-card combo, and from then on you can go into special summon something. He then wipes the main board, and then you just have to attack the extra monster zone. He just deals so much damage, and Topologic is also really good against the link spammy decks. Especially if you're going first. If you can make Topologic going first, maybe back him up with something, you know, you're in a good spot. And Skullbeat, with the 3-card combo, you all have actually 4 names, or 4 different names, so you can get all 3 effects off the Skullbeat, the 3-card combo. I've made him a lot lately, and he just gets you those cards. He literally kind of like same mentality as Coach King. He just gets you those cards to continue with plays and keep making the big boards, and also making your monsters even beefier. That extra 300 can make a difference. And so with all that said and done, guys, that's my deck. The 3-card combo requires you to have a Ragnarok, a Lamia, and a Swirl Slime. So you put Ragnarok in scale, you fusion Genghis with the Swirl Slime and the Lamia. That gets you so yeah, you fusion into Genghis using those 2, then you activate Ragnarok's effect to summon back Lamia, and then Genghis summons back Swirl Slime. You then synchro into Odd Eye's Meteor Burst with the Lamia and the Genghis, and then he summons Ragnarok from your scale. Ragnarok's monster effect now activates and summons Genghis back. So you now have on your board Ragnarok, Odd Eyes, Genghis, and Swirl Slime. So you have 4 monsters. You can then go into your Skullbeat, draw 4, put 3 back, continue with your plays. You still got Lamia, hasn't used her own revival effect. If you drew into Thomas, you know, you can get the Ragnarok back from the scale. Swirl Slime's still in your graveyard, so you actually haven't used his effect yet. Genghis is now in your graveyard, so you can revive him. You can just set up this. That literally sets you up for so many different plays, and you've drawn 4 from the Skullbeat. Literally fixed your hand, you know, like meld it into what you need to. But so guys, that's my deck. That's my first video on this channel, and I do hope you all enjoyed it. If you have any comments, please post them down in the section below. I'll gladly look over them, as I always like to do. You know, feedback is always good. More tech ideas is always good. I'm always liking to improve this deck, so any ideas you got, I'm always happy to hear. So with all that being said and done, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video.